wrecked the car. The Lucid Gravity, up to 450 miles of range, comfortably fits 7 adults. The super rare Charizard Pokemon card that no one has ever seen, sat on, it's hot, or driven. Launch mode activated. Ready? 3, 2, 1. And at the end of this video, I would have done all 3 things. So I packed my bags and headed to a tiny town called Los Olivos, where Lucid was hosting a global press launch event. But this isn't just a review, it's a mission to uncover the hidden truth behind Lucid's Gravity hefty price tag. I also had the chance to speak to the actual creators and leaders of the Lucid Gravity, but we'll get to that. With all these like fancy people, these are the people in charge of everything. Lucid is calling the Gravity a 7-seater supercar, and with high-profile partnerships like Aston Martin and Bosch, who make parts for Porsche or Porsche, they've got a lot to live up to. But is it really as impressive as they say? To find out, I took the Gravity on a 3-hour trek through mountain roads and winding curves. But before I do that, Kyle boasted that the Lucid Gravity
it is the best handling by far. Lucid Gravity at 38 feet, Cadillac IQ at 39.4.
No way, that's
Rivian
so
at 41.3 and BMW at 42.8.
So he let me test out the rear steering in a controlled environment.
So rear steer comes as part of the dynamic handling package.
Wow, independent rear steering is insane. Super easy to drive and turn.
Okay. And if you opt for dynamic handling, it is always on.
And we have a front-facing camera.
Yep, our surround view here.
Wow.
Another really cool feature we have is something called curb rash alert.
No way.
Warning if you're on a trajectory that will scrape your wheels. Because again, you don't want to invest in 22, 23-inch wheels and then curb them.
Curb rash alert, did you hear that? But finally, it was time to take the Gravity into the real world. All right, first time. This is so cool, I can't believe I'm driving it. Already, I'm on a bumpy road. It's super smooth and nice. Like, look at this, going over a bump. It is so smooth. Look how bumpy this is. This supercar comes with 3 drive modes, Smooth, Swift, and Sprint. And you can switch them on the fly right from the steering wheel. Smooth is built for everyday driving. It softens the suspension for a comfortable ride, keeps the throttle nice and relaxed, and helps you squeeze out the most range. 3, 2. Okay, it's good. It's nice because it's nice slow power. It's nothing crazy or anything. It's a nice comfortable ride. I could see the people in the back being very comfortable. But we didn't come all this way to drive on smooth. We're going to Swift. In Swift mode, the suspension firms up just enough to feel sportier, and the powertrain response gets sharper with increased torque, giving you a more dynamic and connected driving experience. Wow, Swift feels so much better already. It really hugs the curbs well. You have really, really good control. When I accelerate too, it's a lot more peppy. You don't feel a lot of the body roll. That's what makes you nauseous. But I had to switch it up into sprint mode. This setting cranks up the suspension even more, delivers instant torque, and that neck snapping acceleration. And according to Lucid, it rivals, if not beats, an Aston Martin DBX 707. And this is the part where we rip it! That is insane how fast this car goes. They weren't kidding. So they said Aston Martin supercar performance in a 7-seater SUV. So I'm gonna brake. And Sprint has a special mode called launch mode. Launch mode activated, release brake pedal to launch. Ready? 3, 2, 1. So even though we're driving through the back county here, I'm going 70 and the control is insane. How do I have this much control? This is a 7-seater SUV, but it weighs so much lighter, and it allows you to do stuff you could never do before in an SUV. Oh my God, I gotta get this car. Look at this. I could just grip it and rip it. Oh my God, like grinning from ear to ear. But just when I thought the Lucid Gravity couldn't get any better, they're dropping an all-new terrain mode in a future over-the-air update. And Lucid gave me an exclusive early access to test it out with Eric Olson from the Vehicle Dynamics team.
So now, send it. I want to see some fast and wide.
Wow. Woo!
Okay, let's fast and wide.
That was insane! I almost wrecked the car! Oh, I scared that guy! Oh, dude, they have these! Yep, that's me. I got kicked out of the driver's seat because Eric wanted to show off Gravity's full capabilities, including traction control and handling in soft dirt. Okay, yep. Nice. Wow. Yeah! Where's my helmet? Not only can this thing tow 6,000 pounds, but also it has a super cool new feature called See-Through Vehicle, where you can see a transparent view all around your car. Now, don't get me wrong, the Gravity drives amazing, but there's still one thing no car company has been able to match, and that's Tesla's full self-driving. Lucid has their Dream Drive Pro 2, it's got auto steer, speed-based lane changes, and it'll even shift away from big rigs on the highway, adding space on the right. Look at that. Just like Tesla's, they're making sure that they stay away from the big truck. And not to mention, it has enhanced surrounding objects detection, just like Tesla. But it's not perfect. Not too bad, not too bad. Oh. Gotta take over there. They're constantly pushing software updates, but here's what most people don't realize. Lucid already has the hardware for advanced level 3 autonomy, 14 cameras, LiDAR, 5 radars, and 12 ultrasonic sensors. Tesla, on the other hand, is only a level 2 plus. But let's be real, the one thing everyone wants when buying a 7-seater SUV is storage space. And Lucid claims the Gravity has more of it than any other 7-seater EV, even though it's smaller on the outside. But I was skeptical, and I didn't really believe the chief engineer, Kyle.
So what I'm gonna have you do is try to fit all that cargo in the EQS and see if you can do it.
Shoot. Holy, this is so many. Look at this.
I'll give you a prize if you can do it.
All right, there's for sure no way.
A few moments later.
We have a whole row full boxes, and we have a frunk. The Mercedes doesn't even have a frunk, and I'm already maxing out over here. You can't put it this way because it won't close.
And the wild
Moving
part of all
helper.
this is the EQS is a longer vehicle.
Wow. 120 cubic feet of storage space compared to the Model X, which is only 92, or even the Rivian R1S, which I thought was the biggest at only 104. So it's insane how much storage space you get. It's so low to the ground, so it's so easy to put stuff in and out.
And your load floor is effectively this height.
You have an outlet over here, more storage here. I think this is such a game changer. If you want to get stuff here, they thought of this. This is so cool. Now you have all this ability to get whatever here, keep this up. And I love the attention to detail. A lot of people, they don't think about this. Like, just do that. And then it makes it so that you can lower this completely flat like this. Look at that. You could grab this handle here and then put it completely inside.
And that's when we talk about space concept. How do you optimize every millimeter of space to give the most to the user?
Automatic frunk opens easily. I just went for a quick bike ride. Now I'm just gonna charge my bike real quick using my outlet. And then I have my drink here. I got my dogs, we're just vibing. Oh, this is the life. You can just lift it up here so that you can keep it enclosed. So you pretty much have an enclosed mini trunk in your frunk.
And then if you happen to be parking downhill and you have stuff in your frunk, it's not gonna come rolling out. Again, the thoughtful design is do more with less.
Sure, the Gravity can hold like a month's worth of Costco groceries, but can it actually fit a full-size grown adult comfortably in all 7 seats?
So it's a 7-seat supercar.
Do I have to take my shoes off?
No, you're good.
And even though it's very low, adjustable air suspension, I could still easily come down here and then come in the back. I couldn't quite figure out why getting in and out was so effortless, besides the 90-degree opening doors, until Kyle pointed this out.
We do belt to seat. A lot of cars will do belt to C-pillar, and that then creates a more obstructed ingress-egress experience, because you then have a belt here, a belt anchored here, and you're kind of climbing through the webbing. It's the thoughtful little details that matter. And I'm 6'2", 6'3", and I have a good full hand width of clearance. How's your knee space back there?
Knee space is good, this much space. My head is touching, 6'3", but look at all this shoulder space I have. I'm very comfortable. You have a cup holder, you have storage, USB-C ports, a nice little elbow rest area, and you also get dedicated climate control in the back that's controllable through the second row screen. I can recline the seats even more, or just be completely upright like this. Very, very comfortable for an adult in the third row. Now let's check out the second row. The Lucid Gravity is very expensive, but behind the price tag is a commitment to sustainability. They use waste soybean byproducts, leather from grass-fed bulls, and a rear surface made entirely from recyclable materials. It's all about turning waste into something beautiful. It looks beautiful. RGB lighting in here. That wood, walnut wood throughout the entire interior is awesome. Of course, you have the classic Lucid door handle where you have to like pull it like this. Very intuitive. You don't have to learn how to open or close a door. They got the California Bear in certain areas. Air vents here, USB-C port, and a nice little tray. So if I want to get my work done, if you have kids, you got an iPad right here. Reclining the seats, bring it all the way back. Look at all this space. So this is all the way back, and this is how much leg space I have. Shoulder space, because I got beefy shoulders. Plenty of shoulder space. Head space is crazy. Look at that, all the way up here. Super comfortable, super nice, but that's not all. Look at these cup holders. Look how premium these cup holders are, and storage here, awesome. They don't want any road noise. They want it to be as premium as possible. They even have a little rubber grommet here, because that's one thing that a lot of sound comes from is this thing. And it is just so nice. Climate here, and you have heated seats as well. One-piece glass roof from here all the way back. Very, very nice. I'm in the middle seat too, and normally in the middle seat, it's always kind of like you're hitting something, but no. All this Alcantara, so it absorbs all the sound. So it's not so echoey in here as well, so very premium, very nice. The ability for the second row to fold completely flat with what they did is genius.
Doing is it's actually going to move the front seat out of the way because we want to do everything thoughtful, and then it will fold down.
Watch this, okay? What? No way. It literally just popped out, and then this is like legit full flat. Like that is so cool.
Normally you would pivot about this pivot point,
yeah, of course.
And then the load floor would basically be this high.
Yeah. Ready, 1, 2, 3, up.
By folding it all the way down, you get another basically cushion width of interior space back.
And then look at that spring action. When you bring it back, you just go like this, and then boom.
It's very thoughtfully crafted to be a luxury experience.
Third row, second row is beautiful. What about the first row? Let's go check. Door handles, of course, recedes. Once it's unlocked, it opens. Just like the Lucid Airs, you lift it up and it opens like that. Yosemite, California, Lucid, and the Bear. And then look how low it is to the ground.
When you look at the structure that sits behind the body side outer here, there's cross sections that are used for energy absorption and side impact. Okay. And typically those are pretty high, which results in a high step over height. But combined with our air suspension and our ability to bring that cross section really low, that step over height is low, and at the lowest setting, you have one of the lowest step over to ground in the industry.
But now I'm here in the driver's seat and it is nice. This is the most comfortable seats I've sat in. I got some hefty thighs here, and you got like 100 million four-way, gazillion-way lumbar support suspended. Like, how did they do that? And my head is like a perfect height, and it is so comfortable back here. Here is what's cool. So you have phone charging here, you have cup holders, you have some storage here as well. But what's crazy is you could push this out of the way and look at all the storage space. It's just so much storage in here, which is crazy. 2 USB-C ports. Like, look at how big this is. It's so awesome. And then you can just keep it nice and clean. Look at that, beautiful.
Tap here, there we go.
There we go. That's a big size. Yeah. Oh, you can fit like a laptop. Holy, it's so big.
It goes pretty far down there. We want to make sure that the limit of the product is based on physics, right? We want to take every ounce of opportunity and give that to the customer.
At this point, the Lucid Gravity is already peak luxury, but then you turn on the massage seats. Oh wow, it's strong.
Different choices there if you want to try different things.
And I like how you did that, like with this.
Yeah, we're trying to represent, you know, this idea of like,
wow, it feels good. Being in the front is just something in itself. It feels like you're in a Tesla Model X because you have that huge one-piece panoramic windshield that goes all the way up to here. The only thing that you have is just this thick piece here, and it's not even that thick. It's kind of funny, the sun visors is a little bit kind of in a weird spot because it's like here. Does it extend out? Extends out. Very nice. Camera, you have your lights here. Look at that visibility though. Visibility is very, very good for this large SUV. And I totally forgot to get a video of this, but if the rear headrest and the third row are up, you can automatically bring it down with the push of a button on the screen, which is insane. They took a lot of Tesla aspects and thought of it and made it like just better. You have dedicated air vents here, so you have more control. Very easy, right? You don't want to have to mess with it on the screen. They said they just want to make it nice and simple for the user.
We've doubled down on the presence of hardware functionality because we believe that that's just core to a great driving experience.
This is so amazing and so cool how you have all these functions here.
One of the things that really stands out, obviously, is our squircle, right? And what that is intended to do is bring down the top rim of the wheel to give you an unobstructed view of our 36-inch 6K OLED.
Classic Lucid Air display, but this time,
This is now one continuous screen.
everything is touch sensitive. Premium, very premium, even the blinkers. The Squircle steering wheel has a unique feature called gesture controls. But it's not just for looks, it's a game changer. With a simple swipe of your finger, you can control the screen without touching it, which means no distractions when driving, and you can keep your eyes on the road where they belong.
Those are the kinds of little touches. You can have a great touchscreen experience and a great physical experience.
However, up until this point, I thought no car comes anywhere close to Tesla's software. Whoa, what is that?
That's our new AR HUD that you're seeing, sort of a demo video.
No way.
It's gonna be weird when you take a video of it.
And that's the heads-up display, but it's like a movie.
It's largest in the industry. Projection distance is 15 meters, which is also largest in the industry. That's what the content on the screen is going to be.
No way.
So it'll have turn by turn. It'll give you lane guidance.
It's like I'm at an Apple event.
If you swipe through those are different representations of information about the vehicle.
You also have a 12.6-inch center display here, and it just provides different information than here, which is great. But not only can you switch between different cards and apps, you can also customize what you want in both the center screen and the top display. So if you're bad with directions, you can have not one, but two map views to help you out.
And now I have the ability to follow the route up here and get the overview of the route down here. Something else I'll point out, and I think this is kind of an important aspect again about who we are. You know, we're obviously a technology company. If you open your door, and also you'll notice that's a green car, those are the rims. It's meant to give you a sense of like, yeah, that's my car. And it's functional. Yeah, this is the state that it's in. In the past, we've created that kind of effect with kind of a 2D animation. It's kind of engaging and cool too. So there's all of these elements that are going into the choices that we're making about why the technology is important and why it's there and what it's being used for.
Compared to the previous UI, UX 3.0 is a major improvement and reminds me a lot of Tesla, but he wasn't done.
It's like, you know which seat yours, you went right to that.
Yeah.
So we use this transition to make that really contextual.
That's so cool.
So now I like know, oh yeah, that was me.
Yep.
And that's me, so that's the right.
That means that's why. But what about the Energy app and charging? That's crucial for EV owners, and most legacy brands still can't get it right.
But we wanted to focus, especially for people who are just adopting EVs. And I can go 450 miles of range, and I can get to 200 miles in less than 11 minutes. This is our range spider, and it basically shows me that wherever I want to be able to go with the 249 miles I have, this is where I can go, and this is where the chargers are around me.
But what about navigation?
Yeah, when you create a destination, it'll automatically add charging stops if you want. There's quite a bit of functionality. From an EV routing point of view, you can determine whether or not when stops get added, how you want to set the percentage of charge on arrival, either to the destination or to the charger, your preferred networks. Say if you want to avoid toll road, what kind of information you want presented for the turn-by-turn.
Okay, so let's just go work. Look how fast that is. That's snappy.
The nice thing is, with our range, you don't have to stop.
What the? I don't have to stop. That's awesome. Let's go to, oh, Napa. What, still? I don't have to stop? The one thing you absolutely need in an EV is a reliable navigation system that can accurately predict your range. Most car brands out there rely on Google Maps to do predicted range, but it's not always the most accurate. But the Gravity not only uses its own navigation, but also has so many more miles that you might not even need to stop at any charger until to Oregon.
There you go. I know we'll run out before we get to Oregon.
Oh, you could swipe it too. I like that.
You're essentially getting all of the information about the turns. There's your
Electrify
there's one of your
America. I have to
stops.
stop and charge for 25 minutes.
Yeah, right.
350 kilowatts. I need an adapter. Oh, beautiful. Like only Tesla has something like this.
Yeah, and you know we like that experience. Like we have plenty of Tesla drivers in our team, and there's a value of that. But we also wanted to start helping break down efficiency tips. Okay, this has been sitting here parked, cranked on the AC. It's actually eaten 36 miles, and the efficiency tip is, hey, you know, you might consider not being quite as cool because that's impacting your range. We know that range is there's a rated range. Unfortunately, I don't drive like the EPA test.
Yeah.
So dynamic range for us is my range. A rolling weighted average. It emphasizes the last 10 miles. So if we're going uphill, those 10 miles count more in terms of that range projection.
Yeah. A lot of the UI updates give off some serious Tesla tech vibes. They even have a future camp mode, dog mode, and even possibly a baby mode coming soon. But then Lucid hits you with something unexpected.
So this is our sanctuary space. Finally, we're going to deliver some of the content that we've been promising.
Interesting.
and
So this
teasing.
is like the production.
Yeah, got these amazing 6K screens, OLED screens, dynamic ambient lights, Dolby Atmos sound system, and we want to be able to pay off on that. Lucid Spaces, which is sort of the California branded environment. These are our landscape.
Holy, the sound system is amazing. Wow.
It will work with massage seats.
It's amazing.
HVAC will be giving you a little gusty breeze on your
Too
face.
bad there's no scent.
Yeah,
That was
you know,
insane.
we've talked about the scent thing. It did not make this cut.
And at night we have the ambient lighting.
Ambient
and
light
everything.
moving, yeah.
At night is when it all comes together. The welcome lighting, the single piece rear light bar, those super bright headlights, and the ambient glow inside. It just completes the whole experience, making the Lucid Gravity something from outer space. Even partnered with Metatopia to drop immersive meditations that sync perfectly with your charging time, so your car's not the only one recharging.
I'll invite you to inhale and exhale with a certain level of awareness to bring calmness and peace of mind into your inner space.
That transforms your cabin into a personal concert hall or movie theater.
Movies?
Yeah, but for us the question was like, how do we get control over it? What if I want to have it here and here or and here?
You can move it on there too, here.
Yeah, exactly. We also have this, we call it drive-in theater mode, where you can change the background
Cool.
behind it. So it's not just a black screen.
So cool. Oh my, are you getting this? This is, oh my God. This is like an ADU. You can live in here.
You can totally sleep in the back, I can tell you
TV,
that.
massage seats. You can
Yeah.
sleep in the back. You can have a fridge because you have outlets.
That's right. And so all these things together are sort of how
This is
Lucid
what
UX
makes it
3.0
a
is really
complete
kind of
package.
giving it the...
Amazing. You took Tesla's version and improved it in like a million ways. He also showed me the updated Lucid phone app with a ton of features, like their version of Sentry Mode. But after driving it for some time, the real question I wanted to know was, how is the charging? So Emad, head of powertrain, said you can charge up to 400 kilowatts peak power at a DC fast charger. However, at V3 Tesla superchargers, the power is limited to 225 kilowatts, but based on out of specs video, it maintains the charge rate longer than the Model X. So it actually charges faster, and Lucid claims it gains 200 miles in 11 minutes. It's also the first EV that's not a Tesla to have an NACS charge port on the left correct side. But while it can charge at many Tesla superchargers, it can't charge at all and still has to be compatible. Dude, it is nice at this hotel. We got the fire going, the vibes are nice. Come here, come talk with me for a second. Let's talk about the Lucid Gravity. Also, just a disclaimer, they did invite me to this event. However, they said I could film whatever I want. I could be as negative as I want, who cares? I wasn't being sponsored by them or anything like that. I just wanted to get my hands on that Lucid Gravity. So is the Lucid Gravity worth the hefty price tag? Hell yes. And I asked the person in charge of the user interface if all these cool features is gonna cost a monthly fee to use, and he said no, it's all included even in the base package, which is awesome. They have a CPU that's better than Tesla's hardware 4, so it can handle more stuff. Their user interface is amazing. It's like the perfect vehicle, finally. Driving the Lucid Gravity was insane. I've never experienced anything like that. You either get something that's super, super comfortable and the best ride quality, but the handling sucks. But with the Lucid Gravity, you can fine-tune everything and make it the best of both worlds. It's pretty insane how they're comparing it to, like, especially the Mercedes EQS, the Rivian R1S. But for some reason, they left out the Model X in a lot of their comparison testing. And I know the drag coefficient is pretty much the same with the Tesla Model X. Yes, the Model X has the Falcon Wing door, so getting in and out of the second row is better, and they have the captain's chairs. But there's just so much more utility and useful space in the Lucid Gravity, like the fold flat second row seats. And that seat part that shoots out is so amazing. And I feel like each one has something specific to offer. With the Tesla Model X, I mean, 314 miles, air suspension, it comes with the 7-seater or a 6-seater if you wanted to, but it is missing a lot of premium features. It's very simple. And the Rivian R1S, I love that vehicle, and they have like a max battery pack version with 410 miles, which is a lot. Like the Lucid Gravity, 450 miles. The most expensive trim is only available right now. You got all the safety features, lane change assist, blind spot monitoring, auto park, independent rear steering, just like the Tesla Cybertruck. The biggest heads-up display on the market, it's gigantic. And the tow package up to 6,000 pounds for around $117,000. And overall, I think it's like the best 7-seater family SUV. Only time will tell. I hope I can get my hands on it to do a more in-depth review, take it around, bring my dogs. The only thing missing is Tesla's full self-driving. At first I thought it kind of looked like a minivan, but then now that I have a look at it, it looks much more sleeker than a minivan. This is a steep hill. So no need for anything, huh? Just go up this thing. Holy, this is high. Wow.
And then on the way down, you can just release the...
And I released it, and it's just doing it on its own. Oh!